When a physical choke point in global maritime trade is closed, the immediate reaction is logistical, but the secondary reaction is a strictly mathematical cascade across the global economy. The current market pricing incorporates a localized disruption. Institutional models assume 5 to 6 weeks of pipeline redirection, which pushes crude oil to $80 a barrel. This data visualization establishes the analytical framework for measuring the fallout. We are tracking the Goldman Sachs baseline expectation, where prices moderate to $76 a barrel, against an upside scenario where an extended closure spikes prices to $100 a barrel. We will trace exactly how this supply shock propagates through global gross domestic product, or GDP, consumer inflation expectations, and ultimately central bank policy rates. The core challenge for institutional investors is pinpointing the exact mathematical threshold where a manageable regional disruption cascades into a systemic global macroeconomic crisis. To calculate the elasticity of higher oil prices, models rely on a standard rule of thumb. A 10% oil price increase creates mild aggregate impacts, a 0.1% GDP drag, and 0.2% inflation boost. Regionally, energy importers like EM Asia and the Euro area face heavy real income drags, while exporters like Canada see immediate GDP benefits. Headline inflation rises universally. However, the modeled pass-through to core inflation is highly restricted. Core inflation strips out volatile food and energy prices to reveal underlying trends. Here, a 10% oil spike translates to an impact of less than 0.1 percentage points globally, resulting in a mere 4 basis point increase for U.S. core PCE. Direct. A baseline oil shock triggers a predictable wealth transfer along energy dependence lines rather than a uniform global recession. Expanding the model beyond crude oil reveals a secondary, structurally critical vulnerability, halting Qatari energy exports. The announced shutdown of these specific facilities immediately throttles 19% of the total global liquefied natural gas, or LNG, supply. This supply choke triggers a sharp reaction in European benchmark pricing. Forecasts for the April 2026 TTF, the tidal transfer facility, which serves as Europe's leading virtual trading point for natural gas, have been upgraded to €55 per megawatt-hour. This gas disruption places intense near-term inflationary pressure, specifically on European and Asian economies. The United States remains largely insulated due to its reliance on vast domestic natural gas production. The model identifies a critical danger threshold. If prolonged disruption pushes LNG prices to $25 per million British thermal units, the global economic forecast immediately shifts from calculating basic inflation friction to projecting widespread, severe industrial demand destruction. The Eastern Hemisphere faces a deep recession driven by the compounded shock of natural gas strangulation, replicating the 2022 European energy crisis. Beyond physical commodity prices, the model tracks downside growth risks occurring completely off the balance sheet. The most immediate is the sudden restriction of capital. This chart displays the Goldman Sachs Global Financial Conditions Index, measuring the cost of credit. Since the shock began, global credit environments experienced a sharp 31 basis point tightening. If sustained, this financial tightening shaves 0.3 percentage points off global GDP. The secondary off-balance sheet risk is an upside inflation threat, the psychological de-anchoring of consumer expectations. This chart measures the effect of a 10% increase in oil prices on inflation expectations. Historically, a standard shock moves long-run expectations by a mere 4 basis points, but there is a multiplier effect when pre-existing inflation is already elevated above the 75th percentile. Because the post-pandemic inflation surge remains a highly salient memory for consumers, modern inflation expectations are hypersensitive. This environment triples the normal de-anchoring effect. An extended conflict combines the freezing of global credit markets with the catastrophic loss of central bank credibility. How do global central banks translate these chaotic, localized inputs into specific interest rate policy? Empirical data based on exogenous OPEC supply shocks shows a clear historical precedent. Global central banks generally do not adjust policy rates in response to average oil price spikes. This diagram maps the Taylor rule, a forecasting model that suggests how central banks should change interest rates in response to inflation and economic output. It explains mathematically why central banks are paralyzed by these specific types of shocks. The shock creates a dual mandate paradox. The drop in economic output demands looser monetary policy to stimulate growth. Simultaneously, the rise in headline prices demands tighter monetary policy to curb inflation. These inputs effectively cancel each other out. Under the baseline expectation of oil prices moderating sideways to $76 a barrel, global monetary policy outlooks remain entirely unaffected. Counterintuitively, the optimal central bank playbook during a moderate geopolitical energy shock is total mathematical inaction. That baseline equilibrium breaks under the severe upside scenario, which models a 5-week Strait of Hormuz closure driving oil to $100 a barrel. This chart compares the baseline oil forecast against a temporary spike to $100 a barrel. Under this extreme scenario, the implied global growth drag quadruples to negative 0.4 percentage points, and headline inflation jumps by 0.7 percentage points. The Taylor rule only forces policy action when the supply shock is exceptionally large, exceeding 30%, and the energy cost pass-through to consumers runs abnormally high. This visualization projects the Taylor rule implied effect of extreme oil price increases on policy rates, revealing a stark geographic divergence. Developed markets like the US and the Euro area remain largely insulated with minimal rate impact. Meanwhile, severe hawkish risks are triggered across emerging markets. This hawkish EM pivot will likely manifest as painful, prolonged delays to anticipated cutting cycles, rather than a return to rate hikes. Goldman Sachs has already delayed forecasts for rate cuts from the Bank of England and Norges Bank as a preliminary indicator of this exact friction. A systemic Middle Eastern war traps emerging markets in a stagflationary holding pattern, while developed markets remain largely unaffected by interest rate shifts.